Hey everyone, welcome to another onLAN First Impressions. Here we're going to be talking about Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm Robert Scarpanito, and I'm joined here by
JL Lacar.
And let's get into this. All right, so what are your kind of first impressions of Mass Effect?
Well, it was pretty good the first past few days playing it. So for those who don't know, it does take place in the Andromeda galaxy, but actually between the events of Mass Effect 2 and 3. You have a brand new character, a brand new cast. It kind of feels like Rogue One-ish, where it is a spin-off of the main series. You kind of have high hopes for it, but then at the same time it's very Star Trek-y, where you are exploring a new frontier. You have all these new aliens and everything. It's kind of exciting in that sense.
You get this real feeling of like you're a colonist, like you and your group of people, you're braving a whole new front, and it's a kind of front that no human has ever seen before. So it kind of gives you that really good feeling of, like, let's see what we can do.
Yeah,
right.
And then at the same time, you have that loneliness, because you are trying to figure out everything and figure out yourself, or just how to make everything work in this new galaxy. And your character Ryder, you can play as either the male or female. I think the female's canon. They're twins, and they're both fully voice acted. If you choose one, the other one is also in the story, kind of. Yeah. So we haven't gotten that far to see how that plays out, because your other twin, I guess, is just in cryo.
Yeah, for a while, in a coma in cryo.
Yeah.
Right. It's really weird. But so far, the storytelling, I think, it's pretty solid. I'm kind of getting into it. You kind of it's a little weak at first.
Yeah.
But you kind of start to build kind of an interest in it. I will say that the animations, that everyone has seen on Reddit and YouTube and all that, it kind of does hamper it. It's not so pervasive that it really destroys the game for me, but you notice it.
Yeah.
It's kind of inescapable.
It's actually pretty funny when you find out little things to make the animations mess up, and especially the running. If you strafe left and right really fast, it does that crab walk.
And occasionally, you'll find some spots of bad voice acting, which also kind of it dampens the experience a little bit. But for the most part, the important characters, like your crew and Ryder, they're voice acted pretty well, I think, and it kind of doesn't ruin that feeling of I'm building a friendship, camaraderie with all these people that I'm colonizing this new world with, right?
And I guess colonizing itself, when you're exploring space and going through the galaxy map, it feels kind of feels like the earlier Mass Effects too, where you have to scan the planets and flying around. I think the worst part about exploration in space is the animations it takes to fly between different planets and galaxies. It takes a good 15 seconds just to get from one place to another.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there watching No Man's Sky style.
Yeah, it's a good time to get on Twitter on your phone real quick and just kind of check your DMs.
Yeah. The Nomad kind of makes a comeback. What was it in the first game? The
Mako.
Yes, the Mako. Well, you have the Land Rover, which is really fun to use in Andromeda. You have the boosting and all this stuff. You actually have, I feel, larger maps. It's more open world, because I think in Mass Effect 1 it's kind of linear. Here's where you should be going, and then you have a bunch of different quest points in one area that you can use.
The maps are really big. It does kind of fall under that feeling of it's too big with nothing to do. But at the same time, you have the Nomad. You can traverse that nothingness pretty quick, and it at least looks nice.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you this nice feeling of just exploration, right? Another thing I like about how this game presents itself is that you're, as the Pathfinder, you're pretty much the chosen one. It's up to you how this thing will go, and they kind of really put that in your hands. It really does feel like you're making these decisions that could fuck things up later.
Yeah.
What kind of settlement you're gonna make, or how to deal with individual needs versus the needs of everyone else.
Very right? Star Trek, I'm telling you guys.
It's really good in how it does that. Okay, but I think let's focus now on the meat of the gameplay. Right? Let's talk about the combat, I think.
Yeah, the combat. Yeah. It does feel a lot like Mass Effect 1 in the sense of, I guess it's less accurate and not with Mass Effect 2 and 3, you have those crosshairs, and it's just, it's kind of clunky-ish. I would say when you first walk into it, it's kind of disorienting coming from 2 and 3. But overall, you have more options. It's more action-oriented with the jump jets and the boosts and everything. Those are all really great additions.
It kind of feels a little bit like Halo 5 and how mobility is king. Mobility is kind of what you need to survive. The gameplay is pretty good at punishing you for being out in the open and knowing when to quickly get out. And I think the guns feel really meaty in this game. I don't know. There's something odd about them that kind of makes them feel a lot stronger.
The pistols especially, I forget which one it is, but you can buy it and it does like 200 something damage per shot. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they use the same system that they did in Mass Effect 3, where the less guns you carry, the quicker your abilities cool down. So if you want to be biotic heavy, you're probably not going to run around with 4 assault rifles. Yeah. In terms of skills they give you, you can actually do whatever you want in this game.
It's literally on the fly. Just change it. You can set favorites and different things. I don't know how in PC you just have those quick keys, right?
Yeah, it's quick keys to change.
On consoles, at least for PS4 when I played on, you just kind of tap the touchpad and then switch between 4 different presets that you can customize. But yeah, you can change between like Infiltrator and like Vanguard and just all these different types of classes and specializations just on the fly.
Yeah, and what makes it really nice is compared to the old trilogy, once you chose your class, you were stuck with that class for the entire playthrough. But with this game, you can kind of do whatever you want, whenever you want, at all times, and you can switch to something that would make it more effective. If you're ever against armor, switch to something that has fire damage, so you can destroy that armor real quick, or something like that. So the game kind of rewards quick thinking as well.
Yeah.
So the combat is just a lot faster now, and I think the game really benefits from that.
Definitely makes it more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up here, though.
Yeah, pretty good point. So that's basically our thoughts on first impressions on Mass Effect Andromeda.
So I guess what would be your concluding thought? What would you want to leave people with?
It's Star Trek the game, but like cool.
Yeah, I think if you are into Mass Effect, you're going to find something you like here. If this is your first Mass Effect game, I'd maybe pick it up on a sale or something like that. Or, if you just kind of be wary about what information you're soaking up about it. But I think that should be it for us. So hopefully we'll be able to do another one of these sometime soon. Until then, tune in next time.
All right, see you guys.